Present to us with your committee the committee report today.
Thank you, Mr. President and messengers. Our committee, in accordance with SBC bylaws, was appointed by the President, consists of 2 persons from each state or of the 34 state or regional conventions, and has as its objective the recommendation of 2 persons from each of those cooperating conventions, one of whom may be a full-time church, denominational or denominational entity employee, and at least one of whom is not. The members of our Committee on Committees join me on the platform, and I know the convention shares my gratitude to these men and women who have taken this task seriously and have undertaken their work with the utmost care and devotion. Our committee began working on this assignment this spring shortly after our appointment, and is pleased today to bring this slate of recommended nominees to our convention. It is found in the Daily Bulletin, Part 2, and on page 17. Our first objective in securing these nominees for the Committee on Nominations is to find people who are committed to our Lord, who are faithfully involved in the ministries of their local church, and who are willing to serve in this capacity. We use the Baptist Faith and Message 2000 as our doctrinal guide and sought persons who could unapologetically endorse those doctrinal parameters and foundations. We sought people who represented churches that not only align with us doctrinally, but also missionally, and who represent a commitment to the Great Commission and our cooperative work together. 56% of our nominees have served on the associational, state, or national level. Over 10,000 people have been baptized by the churches they represent in the last 3 years. And the average cooperative program giving of the churches they represent is 7%, well above the national average of 5.47%. Our nominees not only represent the depth of our conviction, they represent the breadth of our cooperation. Our nominees, 55% of them, come from churches with less than 500 in membership. Ethnically, we believe, Mr. President, this is one of the most diverse group of nominees ever presented. 25% of our nominees are drawn from one of 5 ethnic minorities. 15% of the nominees are African American, representing, we believe, perhaps the largest number for the Committee on Nominations ever. And additionally, 25% of our nominees are women. Mr. President and messengers, we believe this is a strong slate of nominees, and thus we move the adoption of our report as presented.
Thank you, Dr. Rice. The question is on the adoption of the report of the Committee on Committees as printed in your convention bulletin.
Page 17, Part 2.
Page 17, Part 2. Are you ready for the question?
Go ahead.
The question is on the adoption of the report of the Committee on Committees. As many as are in favor of adopting the report, raise your ballots. You may lower your ballots. And those opposed, would you please raise your ballots? The affirmative has it, and the report is adopted. Dr. Rice, thank you and your great committee for the adoption of the report. Would you please express your gratitude as the Southern Baptist Convention for the work of this committee. At this time, the chair